7 in this game before we can go back to the main story, which is also still only naval at this point, I think. We can essentially finish now all the remaining naval missions, minus the final one with Biddle. That one has taken place in 78, I believe. So yeah, we can jump right back where we left off last time. So let's do this one. The Sea Wolves. Scatter the fleet of the infamous Sea Wolves. Okay, for this one we have to protect our ships as best as we can. At least, I think 4 of them have to survive. Shot my ally there. That's kind of whack. Doesn't have enough range here. Nice. That works. I kinda thought my ships would be dying way easier, considering we had like 4 bigger, like, frigates. Alright, next we have a midnight engagement. Chase and destroy the Greyhound and its fleet. Greyhound just crashed itself, essentially. That's amazing. The Giant and the Storm. Lure and destroy the Orpheus and her fleet. Ah, god damn it. This mission. Okay, this is actually the one I thought we did earlier. We have to sink all 3 ships by firing their powder stores. So essentially we have to immobilize them and then unveil their weak point, essentially. Which can be a bit of an RNG as well. Like, you know, if you do too much damage, it's gonna be destroyed. If you do too little damage, no weak point is gonna be created. So, yeah, it's very tricky. Let's see if we can do it, I guess. Okay, first you wanna immobilize all the ships here. Well, I already destroyed one of the ships, so it's reload time. Another thing about this as well is that you don't get a checkpoint after killing the small ships. So you gotta start from the beginning. Oh yeah, it's super easy aura. Hey Vedon, welcome in dude. Thank you so much for the 25 months of resubbing. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well, dude. Okay, one more to mobilize here. Fuck, don't ram it, please. But he didn't sink. Alright, so now that's happened. We have to do round shots and try to VO the weak point. The thing to do that is by going from the front. But yeah, that was annoying enough, you know. You also had to deal with like constant rogue waves. That's good to hear, Don. Glad you're doing well. And yeah, I've been doing pretty well as well. Can't complain. Honestly, it's been nice, you know, having like proper spring again and the days being longer. Kinda miss it. Try again. Fucking A. So this one hasn't gotten any weak point reviewed, so that means you have to reload that checkpoint again. Try once more. It's definitely the worst naval mission in terms of like optional objective, given how RNG dependent it is. Only bit of snow on the ground here. Been really warm week. Yeah, it's definitely been freezing during the night as well sometimes, but overall way warmer than it has been. Right, here we go again. And land. now to review weak points. I'm still too fast. Let's try the next one here. This one's like almost dying, so not sure we can review it. Not yet. How have we still not revealed the weak point? Heck. There we go. Okay, that's one. Another rogue wave. Gotta position ourselves in front of it. There we go. That's two. And three. Hell yeah. Oh my god, I'm glad we got it, because this objective is the worst. Not gonna lie. The first time I tried to do this, it took like 15 tries or something. Because of like how annoying it is to get. So, I'm glad it was like under 5 or something. Yeah, dude, like, this is definitely worse. Like, it took me a while to even figure out how to approach it right. Like, what even would create weak points, like, more consistently than others, so... It was like a lot of try and error at first. But yeah, that's almost all of the Nevo done for the year 1777. Bit decided is for later. However, we can do the last Pack mission. Oak Island, which actually unlocks a unique piece of Eden. Not gonna say which yet, but yeah, we're gonna see. Explore Oak Island and uncover Captain Kidd's treasure.
I'm a little on edge, Captain. The prospect of Captain Kidd's treasure and the mysteries that lie with it have me a trifle spooked.
Stay your anxiety. It is likely only treasure.
I thought the same thing, but considering what the man went through to hide it, I'm not so sure. All those scrolls lead us to the belly of this remote island. Awful out of the way, Captain. What was Kidd hiding, for cripe's sake?
I do not know. But I am intrigued to find out.
Remember what was written. Close to a tree kissed by fire, near the wolf's abode, under the eagle's bed and the rock that does not fit. Whatever that means. Do you think there might be landmarks?
Possibly.
So for it within 5 minutes. Alright. Let's do it.
That is it. Got it.
The Mayan passage from Black Flag actually originated in this game with this mission.
That is it. There.
That's a hard option objective in this mission. Hey there, Sherlocker. I think you can't use ranged weapons against the wolves or something, or you can't take damage from them or something like that. I don't remember exactly right now, but yeah, it can be tricky, I think.
There. Got it. Got it. Done. I know where it is.
How in the... You figured it out? Oh, that's why you're the captain.
Indeed. Alright, let's see what happens.
Bloody wolves on us, Captain!
So I can't use any ranged weapons, yeah? Like, I pressed it in right time. Maybe like a shorter time window or something? Okay, that does it.
That's a bloody big piece of stone. Any ideas?
Perhaps some gunpowder would move it.
A nice big explosion, eh? Might do the job. We'll do well to scare away any more blasted wolves, that's for certain. That ought to be enough.
Yeah, that's fair, dude. Like sometimes you remember things differently than how you perceive them later.
What are you waiting for?
Love the atmosphere in this mission here as well.
How?
And yeah, that's the piece of Eden. It's like an anti-magnetic kind of like ring, I guess. That's like super powerful and strong. And if you wear it, then you can actually shield yourself against any kind of like ranged weapons. So when people try to shoot you, there's like a chance they, like the bullet will kind of be dodged automatically, essentially. There's something similar in Black Flag with the Mayan armor. It has like the same effect. It's probably made from like the same material or something. But yeah, that's how it works.
This is what Captain Kidd suffered over for so long. Astonishing.
There he is! Thought we lost you there for a moment, Captain. Are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
What happened down there? What did you find? That's it? A single gold coin? There was nothing else? Was the cash pilfered already? Ah! What the devil?
I do not know how it works, but I now understand why Kidd valued it so.
Indeed. Yeah, might be one of the reasons why Kidd was alive as long as he was, you know. Because nobody could shoot him.
That's a curious little piece, isn't it? Well, I've worked my incredible and bottomless magic, and that little thing is in fact of first civilization origin. It seems they use them as personal shields. It gives off a rather powerful electromagnetic field, explains its aversion to metal, also explains why Kidd's legend tells of him being invincible. Having that trinket in your pocket would easily bend a musket ball's trajectory. Nifty little thing, really. Anyway, just thought you want to know. Please do carry on.
Thank you, Connor. As the subtitle said. it's so funny how often they like mistake the people who actually, you know, saying something. Like right now, there was of course Sean Hastings from Modern Day talking about the importance of this piece of Eden. And yet it's actually called a Shard of Eden. And yeah, with that we can still be hit by bullets, but there's gonna be a much lower chance of them actually hitting us. It's quite powerful indeed. But yeah, that's all the naval missions we can do for now. The next thing we could do is actually some main story with Sequence 9. However, I want to first go into our home base here. Now's not the time for a drink. Connor's voice sounds a tad different. Yeah, slightly. Just a little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can buy any resources here. Some oak. Also beaver pelts. Deer pelts. Fox pelts. We can also buy iron ore. Lead ore. Limestone. Sand. And then let's have a look if we can craft anything. Oh, nice, the cartridge pouch one. Very good. We can also make more barrels. We can create kendots. I mean, why not? We can also make Lindsay Wuse. Nails. We can also cook some dishes, like deer jerky. We can make more jagged hair. We could craft some bandages. Cold medicine. We can also make plows. And yeah, that's it. Let's do some trading. Definitely want to sell pelts because they give really good money. What else do we have? What do we get for bandages? Oh damn, bandages actually give really good money. Look at this. Okay, let's sell some of these. Okay, how much do we get for ship mass? Almost nothing. What about tea? Not too good either. I mean, cold medicine is alright. Let's sell some of that, I think. And yeah, then we can do some more main story, I guess. I kind of want to wait with the homestead missions until it's summertime again, because some of them will make more sense in, you know, that kind of environment and circumstance. The next main story would actually be in the frontier. However, I might actually go to New York first and do more of the liberation missions, because I would like to unlock all of the assassins as early as possible, so we can get all of them to the Master Assassin rank by the end of the playthrough. And yeah, the earlier the better. Let's go ahead and send these assassins on another mission in North Carolina. Fighting the Pox. The 2nd North Carolina Regiment is marching to join forces with General Washington. Very few of them have been exposed to smallpox, and risk of an outbreak is high. Meet the column in Alexandria and provide them with inoculations. Okay, you guys can do that. And then we can do another mission in Maryland. Maryland has yet to officially join the fight. Help the delegates come to a decision. Time is of the essence. Having watched you do the trade convoy, you just realized even though you got the achievement necessary for it, you still don't understand the system of... You forgot how it works already. I mean, that's fair. It's definitely the most complex trading and crafting system, I would say. That's kind of the reason why I love it, to be honest. But yeah, it took me a while to get into this, for sure. That animation.
Bloody business that was, but I thank you nonetheless. I can rest easy knowing this extortionist won't be back threatening my family.
But that didn't count as having done it successfully? The heck. But yeah, what I love about the system though is how the homestead missions kind of like you know, have an influence on what you can craft and what you can trade with. So it feels like really like interconnected, I guess, with the game. And some of the side activities, like also how certain chests have recipes, which means you can like craft more.
Mister, please. Praise be to God. I was reaping my yield and these lobsterbacks attacked me. I mean only to sell my produce in the borough. Please, they sent for reinforcements when I fought back. I only need to finish the harvest, and I cannot rebuff them alone.
Yeah, this version also makes more sense if it's like summertime, obviously. How much during winter time?
Thank you, stranger. This food will sell fast at a regular price. Those men have been seizing everything and driving up the cost. It's not right.
It's not right. You actually really enjoy the crafting system for Origins Odyssey, where you hunt for items or buy it, which you did later on to upgrade your gear. Yeah, the trading system isn't too bad in both games, actually. Like, I definitely enjoy like those smaller systems in newer AC games. Like also in Odyssey, it really works in favor of like building your character, you know, like kind of like having gear with like different kind of like stats, and then depending like what you know, you dismantle or sell, you get like more resources or more money and stuff. There's certainly some depth to it. The harvest stops for no man or season. Yeah, you always have to do the harvest. Doesn't matter when. Okay, so maybe I actually do main story until we have summertime. Because some of these liberation missions make more sense during summertime, like, you know, the harvesting. I don't know, it just ruins my immersion if do like that. Let's have a quick look in Boston though if there's any homestead mission. Okay, doesn't seem like. Oh, in that case we can go to the frontier and do some main story. Which I guess to some extent Black Flag had, but you think it's just perfected by the time it hits Origins. Yeah, it's definitely well done. But yeah, like to be honest, I like the different kind of like systems. I didn't think it got like better the longer the series went on, but you know, just like kind of like different, I guess. But I also really enjoy Black Flag system of like how looting works with like ships and you know, boarding and stuff. But also like warehouses and all that. Well, I drives you crazy in Valhalla for how you have a million pieces of leather and yet those damn crates to upgrade your town are elusive as heck. You mean like the raw materials? Yeah, you have to do like actual raids to get raw materials, but you're gonna have enough for all of it if you do other raids. You could definitely go ahead and already, you know, go into regions you haven't explored yet and do some raids there. You get more earlier, but you're gonna get enough in time. But yeah, it's definitely a more limited resource, considering that you only have like limited options to, you know, upgrade and renovate. You figured out in Odyssey to never ever dismantle anything, always sell it, then buy the crafting gear. Jobs far more efficient that way. Yeah, kinda like make it depending on what's needed. Like, you know, sometimes I don't want to run around to every shopkeeper to see if he has enough resources for me to buy, so sometimes I dismantle stuff also for time saving purposes. But some gear also gives more resources than others. For example, bows you should always sell because they give the best money reward for how little resource they give you. But other kind of like gear pieces, for instance, can reward you with like lots of resources that you actually are needing. So yeah, there's actually like a table or like kind of like a spreadsheet, I guess, online that you can find where somebody worked out what is like useful to sell versus what is useful to dismantle, depending on kind of like the piece of gear. So I kind of use that to like get the best kind of like I guess reward overall. Imo. Templars infiltrated the delegates of the Maryland Congress. Find him and bring him down as quickly as possible.
Come to buy or sell?
Okay, let's go ahead and buy some maps. I still wanna buy the New York maps of the chess. And yeah, that's it. Ah, nice, you can also now buy some new outfits here. I really like the Philadelphia outfit. Let's go for that. This light blue outfit has red and dark blue accents and was crafted by a Philadelphia tailor. Another thing I should buy is like ammunition.
What's your pleasure today?
Yeah, the great ones fewer. Kinda like most of the classic Connor variations. I think my favorite is still the classic one for Connor. And then probably followed by the Philly one. Okay, we could also buy a normal weapon, maybe? I already have all of the ones that I could potentially buy. Okay, I think we're good. The horse magically drops from the sky. I guess that's the reason why Garrett has Roach sometimes standing on like rooftops or something. You know, because every time you call a horse in a game, you just fall from the sky magically. Sequence 9. Missing supplies.
Commander,
Connor.
any word on Lee?
Not yet. My apologies. I've been distracted. Supply caravans meant for the camp have gone missing. I suspect treachery. A traitor named Benjamin Church, recently released from prison, has vanished as well. The two events are surely related.
What was his crime?
He was caught sending letters to the Loyalists, detailing our troop strength. He claimed it was a scare tactic, that we might avoid war. A poor lie.
I will find Church for you.
Why? What reason have you to help?
Does it matter?
As you wish. We've received reports of trouble along the southern road. Might be he's responsible. I suggest you begin your search there.
Okay, we got an update for Benjamin Church. It turns out Church is either an excellent liar, or he charges allegiances from the rebels back to the British sometime before 1775. That's when he was caught sending coded messages to the British forces in Boston. Rather than being hanged for treason, Church was simply jailed and later exiled. It took some fast talking on his part. His defense was that he was actually helping the Continental Army by exaggerating troop estimates and gunpowder stores. That's some quick thinking. Lucky for Church, the Continental Army only ever knew about the one coded letter. More modern research has showed that he had been ferrying papers to the British for some time, possibly to pay off some of his debts. Incidentally, his expensive mansion was seized by the newly formed American government, and so to pay off war debts, but not until after it was ransacked by angry rebels. It may seem like poetic justice, but it's somewhat unfair. At the time, Church wasn't even living there. He had left it to his wife, who he had abandoned for another woman. It seems like he made a habit of betrayal. What a catch. Yeah, and he also betrayed the Templars as well. The Continental Army. This was the army that George Washington led in the American Revolution, made up of various regiments supplied by the states. The army was officially established by the Continental Congress in June of 1775, shortly after the Siege of Boston began. In fact, it was formed specifically to deal with the Siege of Boston, which at the time was being carried out by the various militia who had fought at the Battle of Lexington and Concord. The Continental Army was disbanded in 1783, after the revolution was formally ended. Possibly because people agreed to the civilian militias were all the colonies needed to defend themselves, but possibly also because Congress couldn't afford to pay them. My money's on the last one. The Great Fire of New York. Destroyed as much as a quarter of the buildings in New York and caused a housing crisis that lasted as long as the British occupation of the city. New York at the time was largely deserted, First Oilers had moved as we moved out as the Continental Army moved in. And then the Continental Army left and many of the Patriots went with it. Many buildings were empty and the conditions were dry. So when the flames started, they spread quickly, ripping through the poorer sections of the city and seeming to spread to several places at once. This is probably part of what caused rumors that the Continental Army was responsible. Such a big fire couldn't have been an accident. Except it seems there was. There's no proof that the rebels were involved at all. Washington had considered setting fire to the city as he retreated, but Congress had voted against it. Washington was fairly clear in his writings about the event. Providence, or some good honest fellow, has done us more for us than we were disposed to do for ourselves. That is, wasn't us. But I'm not sorry it happened, he said. Yeah, I mean, of course Washington wouldn't be sorry about a burning happening, considering he ordered several burnings of the native villages. You know, what's one more city? Valley Forge. This was the site of a winter encampment for the Continental Army in 1777 and 78. Valley Forge wasn't Washington's first choice of location. My first choice would have been the Bahamas, but apparently that's quite inconveniently located. The valley was mostly uninhabited, and he felt it would be easier to house and feed an army in a larger town. Congress, on the other hand, wanted the army nearby, keeping it between them in New York and the British Army in Philadelphia. Valley Forge was close enough to Philadelphia to harass British troops there, but far enough away to prevent a surprise attack from the British. A life without surprises. What a thing to wish for. Washington did have a point though. The army had trouble getting supplies and Valley Forge had no housing for the troops. And even though that winter was mild, it was cold for an army where a third of soldiers didn't have any shoes. Mild temperatures also meant it was damp, so diseases ran rampant. Thousands died. All of which makes Valley Forge sound like a complete disaster, but the astonishing thing is, it wasn't. The better equipped soldiers took the patrols, the others built houses. The tiny green was named quartermaster and found supplies. They invented subsistence rations for themselves when food ran low. Baron von Steuben and others arrived and began to drill the troops in military tactics and a basic camp layout and sanitation, helping stop the spread of a disease problem. Far from being the catastrophe it seemed, Valley Forge is legendary today as a proving ground of the American army. I imagine it would be of little comfort to those who suffered there. Yes, you caught a terrible disease, but well done, you really proved yourself. The army emerged as a capable fighting force though, winning a victory almost immediately at the Battle of Monmouth. So there's Ronnie. Thank you for stopping in and for lurking. I hope you have a good day at the lab. And yeah, we will catch you next time.
Commander.
I have failed them, Connor. Only look around to know my words are true. This revolution once seemed a righteous thing. Our cause pure and just. We asked only for what all people deserve. Liberty, equality, and respect. The Empire should have embraced us. Instead, they pushed for war. A war it seems they are now destined to win. I dared to dream of better things. Behold what it has wrought.
Such dark thoughts will cripple a man. But only if he lets them. Look again. Out there stand men and women determined to be free. Such a struggle is rarely easy and never without sacrifice. I've often asked myself 1,000 times if I would not be happier back amongst my people, living a quieter, simpler life. But if I abandon my cause, if you abandon yours, Commander, who would take our places? And what would become of the people who rely upon us?
It isn't right that they should suffer when I do not. If the ground must be their mattress, so too will it be mine.
And what about the storm?
If I can't take a stand against some snow, then there really is no hope for us.
I actually quite enjoy these optional dialogues here with Washington and also Lafayette. Yeah, that's right, Ronnie. He deserted on the battlefield, didn't he? At least in this story, like in AC3 he did. Right, our assassins came back here. Let's send them on another mission. Back in North Carolina. Outmatched at Wetzel's Mill. An assassin ally, Otto Williams of the Patriot Army, is in grave danger. Nathaniel Green has sent him to scout for Banner Street Tarleton's Dragoons. If he finds them, he will die. Get to Wetzel's Mill as quickly as possible and protect Williams and his men.
What news do you bring me?
No news, Commander. I was merely curious how your assistants were faring.
Without them, we would be lost. It's as simple as that. With Lafayette drilling our men, it's possible our next engagement will not be one-sided. Have you had the opportunity to meet Casimir Pulaski?
I have not.
Unfortunate. He's another of these soldiers we've hired from overseas. A Polish man capable of fighting on horseback, the likes of which I have never seen. I intend to name him commander of the horse, and when spring comes and the battles resume, the regulars will fear the charge of his patriot cavalry.
I look forward to that day, Commander.
As do I, Connor. As do I.
Okay, let's also go ahead and talk to Lafayette. He almost had a big loss. He was later in a duel with John Lawrence over what he said about Washington after the battle. I gotcha. It's kinda cool they kept that mostly accurate in this game, I guess, at least. The fact that he, wasn't agreeing with Washington. I think AC3 actually gets an accurate portrayal of Washington from what you've read outside of biased American culture idealizing him. He was a very tall, very lucky officer that was trained by the very army he didn't even really beat so much as just war done. Yeah, fair enough. I think it's also good they showcase him with also his flaws, and the things that he's done that I guess sometimes aren't talked about as much. Like the fact he owned slaves and that he also, burned down several native villages. Tadeusz Kosciuszko. Even more commonly mispronounced, this gentleman was a Polish soldier who served as an engineer in the Revolutionary War. Kosciuszko was the son of a Polish noble and learned military tactics as part of his private schooling. He joined the Continental Army in 1776. His full name was Tadeusz Andrzej Bonaventura Kosciuszko.
God, Basim will have my head for this!
And while his surname may sound like a sneeze, but Kosciuszko was in charge of founding and training the much-needed corps of engineers of the Continental Army. He's probably best known for overseeing the fortifications at Saratoga, which were crucial to the American victory in 1777. He also helped build the fortifications at West Point, once Benedict Arnold tried to sell to the British. When the war ended, Congress promoted Kosciuszko to Brigadier General, probably just so they could call him Brigadier General instead of attempt his name, but also clearly in recognition of his service. He returned to Poland where in 1794 he led a rebellion of his own, now known as the Kosciuszko Uprising. He lost and was jailed for 2 years in Russia, before being exiled to France. Get this, after he died, Kosciuszko left some of his money to Thomas Jefferson, with directions that it used to be free and educate black slaves. Unfortunately, Jefferson never bothered to use the money. It was returned to Kosciuszko's heirs in 1852. Damn. What an arsehole, Jefferson. Like he didn't, use the money to free the slaves. Even though that's what Kosciuszko told him to. Casimir Pulaski, or to use the Polish spelling, Casimir Pulaski, was a Polish noble and cavalry leader who fought on the side of the rebels during the American Revolution. Pulaski was a fighter in the Polish resistance during the late 1760s and early 1770s. Unfortunately for him, he was on the losing side and had to flee to France. Poor guy, having to flee to France. There, he met Benjamin Franklin, who was keeping an eye out for any experienced military commanders who could help the rebel war effort. Franklin wasted no time in sending Pulaski in the direction of George Washington. Pulaski joined the Continental Army in 1777 and made himself immediately useful at the Battle of Brandywine, where he prevented George Washington from being surrounded by the British. He probably saved Washington's life, along with the lives of many of the Continental Army. As a thank you, Pulaski was named a brigadier general and placed in command of the Continental Army's cavalry, which at the time was extremely small, scattered, and mainly used for scouting. After some tensions with the superior officers, Pulaski resigned his commission and was allowed to start again elsewhere, training a small corps of lancers and infantry that, for reasons which should be obvious, became known as the Pulaski's Legion. The Kenway Cabal was a supposed conspiracy to unseat George Washington as the head of the Continental Army and replace him with General Horatio Gates. The fact that you are far less familiar with the name Horatio Gates perhaps tells you how successful that was. Thomas Kenway was an Irish-born soldier who had been educated in France. He served as a general under Washington, but corresponded frequently with Gates, mainly about how bad Washington was at his job. Now, generally, if you want to keep your job, you don't bitch about your boss to everyone who will listen, but apparently nobody ever told Kenway that. He wouldn't last 5 minutes on any social networking site. So when Washington got wind of some things Kenway had written, none of which were complimentary, it exploded in the faces of both Kenway and Gates, who had to go before Congress to clear their names, which didn't work out for them. There's some historical debate as to whether cabal is the right word for the whole thing, and really it sounds more like an internal squabble to me. However, there was some very public criticism of Washington at the time, since he just lost the battles of Germantown and Brandywine, while Gates had won a big victory at Saratoga. It's not surprising that Washington took Kenway's letters as a sign that his subordinates were conspiring behind his back to replace him. In the end, however, Washington's supporters rallied around him, and the whole thing ended with Gates apologizing and Kenway being forced to resign. And that would have been it, except that despite resigning, Kenway remained very publicly critical of Washington. That is, until one of Washington's supporters put a stop to it, by shooting him in the mouth. Simple, effective, though not generally in the employer's manual. Yeah, I guess he got permanently silenced. Damn. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to Lafayette, who's supposed to be here. Where is he? Okay, let's go ahead and maybe... I think reloading the checkpoint will might be like reset the database things, but let's give it a try. You like it, Mola? I knew you would. I think you're gonna enjoy the situation in Unity for the same reason. between Elise and Maximilian de Robespierre. Okay, where's Lafayette? No idea. Okay, we gotta uncheck these database entries again. Yeah, I think we can still talk later to Lafayette. Can we? I think so.
Ja, Mann.
Father.
Connor.
Any last words? Wait. A poor choice.
Come to check up on Church? Make sure he'd stolen enough for your British brothers?
Benjamin Church is no brother of mine. No more than the Redcoats or their idiot king. Oh, I expected naivete, but this... The Templars do not fight for the crown. We seek the same as you, boy. Freedom, justice, independence.
But...
But what?
Johnson, Pitcairn, Hickey, they sought to steal land, to sack towns, to murder George Washington.
Johnson sought to own the land, that we might keep it safe. Pitcairn aimed to encourage diplomacy, which you cocked up thoroughly enough to start a goddamn war. And Hickey? George Washington is a wretched leader. He's lost nearly every battle in which he's taken part. The man's racked with uncertainty and insecurity. Only look at Valley Forge to know my words are true. We're all better off without him. Look, much as I'd love to spar with you, Benjamin Church's mouth is as big as his ego. You clearly want the supplies he's stolen. I want him punished. Our interests are aligned.
What do you propose?
A truce. Perhaps some time together might do us good. You are my son, after all, and might still be saved from your ignorance. I can kill you now, if you prefer. Excellent. Shall we be off?
Do you even know where Benjamin Church has gone?
I'm afraid not. I'd hoped to ambush him when he or one of his men returned here. It seems I'm too late. They've come and cleared the place out.
I may be able to track him.
Ah yeah, you gotta love Haven's arguments. He always likes to sound, you know, very eloquent and convincing, but often the points that he makes are either lies or just simply not true. You know, Like, yeah, Benjamin Church isn't a brother of his right now, but he fails to mention, you know, that he was very much with the Templars. I mean, he was one of the first guys at Chartsy, and he, you know, recruited to the Templars. And, yeah, you know, like, the whole plan of Johnson owning land to protect it is also bullshit, because they could protect the land without having to own it, you know? They could have just offered their assistance to the natives to protect them. But no, they wanted to, you know, own the land and, you know, then also take away all the power that the natives had over deciding what should be done with it. Even just likes the sound of his own voice. Yeah, something like that, I guess. Well, he's definitely convinced of what he's saying, but I feel like he's not right with a lot of what he says.
There were rations inside the crates, medical supplies and clothing as well.
Fuck. Bit of father and son action. If you are in his defense, Haven wasn't lying there. Maybe oversimplifying what Johnson was doing and why, but he's not wrong about Church, and the way he talks about Church, it's clear he knows him well. Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's definitely not, you know, in favor of Church anymore, because, I mean, Church also has betrayed the Templars, I guess, for money. But, I mean, the fact that he didn't see it, you know, earlier, that, you know, Church was only motivated by money, or kind of like, I guess, accept if ever was the case, because there's a dialogue at the start of a game where Church is very open about it, you know, how he likes to trade with life, essentially. If more people pay for life, the better. You know, and he kind of like accepts that that's the case with one of his, you know, Templar brothers, I guess. Which means he has to take responsibility for things Church does because of his greed. You know, like, it wasn't surprising he would betray the Templars. But very conveniently, Haven fails to mention, you know, that he did an error of judgment with Church. He's just basically blaming Connor being naive, instead of like taking responsibility for, you know, allowing Church to join the Templars in the first place, I guess. And I mean, Johnson, you know, like, Johnson literally threatened and killed natives if they wouldn't submit to you know, letting the Templars own the land. So, you know, they were doing aggressions. They were killing them. And I mean, Hickey, you know, Hickey just didn't care about the Templars at all. He just done whatever, you know, they ordered him to do. So if they ordered him to kill George Washington, he would have done it.
Snow has obscured the tracks, but enough remains that we can still follow.
Just my luck. Going to freeze to death if I don't get this fixed.
Are you Ben Church's man?
Well played.
It's amazing. Fucking hell. I had my rope dart equipped, didn't I? I mean, I thought I did. When he pulled out the bow. You know? Jesus. Why is he not being... Okay, let's try this again. Lost too much time at the start, and for some reason we can't pull him properly back. Oh, Jesus, can you run, Connor? Thank you. Yeah, Connor definitely has to improve in that regard. It's more like the upfront kind of, you know, character.
It was not wise to run.
What do you want?
Where is Benjamin Church?
I don't know. We was riding for a camp just north of here. Is where we'd normally unload the cargo. Maybe you'll find him there.
Enough of that.
You did not have to kill him.
Let's not waste time with all this pointless banter. Go catch up with the rest of Church's men. Infiltrate that camp of theirs and see what you can discover.
And what about you?
Never you mind. Just do as I ask.
Jesus. Yeah, Haven is not like, you know, thinking in hierarchies at all. It's like, you know, I have a word here. I do the orders. You just do what I asked you to. Hey Vitor, welcome in.
Was a good haul today. Saw a bit of gunpowder in those crates. We'll get extra for that. Aye, Church will be pleased and we'll be rich.
Okay, so we can't hide in the A-cart while following the convoy. Even trying to be a father when he has the right. Yeah. It's kinda, you know, funny that he thinks, you know, now he has a chance to catch up with his son and pretend like, you know, there's anything to order him around. Haven is exactly such an interrogation either. Yeah, I mean, he's like guns blazing during interrogations.
I almost feel bad for the Yanks, shivering and starving out there. It's a hard way to go. All they need to do is raise the white flag. They should have done that a long time ago. All this fight serves no purpose. The Crown's sure to win in the end. You waste all those lives chasing a bill note. Looks to be in order. Go and see the foreman. There's another run planned for tonight. I'll go bring them. Oi, where's the foreman? Center camp, near the tree. Can't miss it. Thank you kindly.
You won't be thanking me when you hear what he's got planned.
Time you showed up. Listen here. Boss wants us to try something new tonight. A raid. No more convoys. We're to steal from the Yank camp itself.
Valley Forge?
That's right.
You sure about this?
It's not my business to be sure or not sure. I just do as Church asks. If you're so concerned, take it up with him.
Is he here?
Of course not. Hiding in New York, the last I heard. Trying to keep a low profile. What, on account of...
they get the objective? Okay, yeah. Didn't got displayed for some reason, but good enough, guys.
All right, I'm in.
Look what we found.
He was creeping around the camp all suspicious-like.
Must be a Yank spy.
Nah, he's something else. Something special. Isn't that right, Hatham? Church told me all about you.
Then you should know better than this.
You're not really in a position to be making threats, are ya?
Not yet.
Okay, we actually have to help him, otherwise this health bar's gonna run too low.
Once you've dealt with these louts, meet me in New York.
What? You mean to just leave? Now?
If you can't handle a couple of mercenaries, then we've really no business working together.
Unbelievable.
Jesus Christ. What a great death, right? It's like, yeah, you have to save me, but then you gotta take care of all of these guys without me. I don't care if you die. Fucking A, father. If you're West Church, I don't know, I think he... That's enough of that. Like, at least ask him what he does know, Haven. Yeah. So PlayStation 5 is bugged, you don't know if it's a hardware or software issue, your games are crashing and now it's a constant system software error, even after you did a factory reset and system software reinstallation. That really sucks, Tor. Sorry to hear about it. I hope you find a fix soon for that, because yeah, that would be really annoying to deal with. Not even like a reset fix it, so that's kinda weird. Maybe you can set it back for repair or something, so you can get it checked. I reckon you would still have a guarantee on it, right? Rot planned? Does he have a plan? Right, nice. So we're still in the winter season, which means I would like to continue with the main quest here. Let's go to New York. Ah, cool, so now it has become summertime again. Very nice. Okay, so in that case, I'm not gonna be doing the main story just yet. We're gonna do that next time. I would rather like to go ahead and do some liberation contracts to get the assassins unlocked. Well. Never mind. Connor didn't want to do a viewpoint just yet. Only a leap of faith. Go to this storekeeper real quick to unlock it. for the trading system as well.
To business.
Okay, let's have a look here. What can we buy? We can get some barley, beeswax, flax, also vegetables, and wool. We can get some oak and walnut, catnip, more beaver pelts, also some hare meat and one of the pelts. We can also get more iron. Rock salt. Okay, and then we can do some crafting here. Let's see. We can make more disinfectants. I mean, yeah. Why not? We can make glass bottles. More linseed wuse. We can bake some bread. Hell yeah. We can also make more bandages. They're actually really good to trade with. Or cold medicine. Maybe something different. Okay, never mind. Let's make cold medicine. Also make more insect repellent. Mining tools. And plows. And yeah, that's it. Time to trade. Let's definitely trade some beaver pelts here. Also some bandages. I mean, he gives quite some good prices, but it's way longer to get the money. At more of a risk as well. Let's see if somebody gives us good money for AO2. I mean, this that does give us better money at least. How about spirits? Spirits are better.
Where is your leader?
You'll never get to him. He's surrounded by twice as many men, twice as tough as this lot.
I love how he just like throws him away. Doesn't even bother anymore looking at him. But thanks for a great stream, Sandy. You're going to play some Sleeper's Creed. Need your rest for quenching around to Saw tomorrow. No worries at all, Rod. Thank you so much for coming by, dude, and for joining. Thanks also again for the raid earlier. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, for anybody that hasn't checked out Rod's channel before, highly recommend doing so. He's a great streamer, plays all kinds of games. Also a big fan of Assassin's Creed, which he's playing on the weekends. You can also catch him play Witcher 3 on Thursdays. He's going to be playing the Blood and Wine DLC, which he's also getting closer to finishing with, same as me. And he's also doing a playthrough currently of Red Dead Redemption 2, where he's doing the 100% checklist, so including everything in the game that goes towards the 100% progression. And yeah, he's going to be doing the epilogue in that game, so also is gonna soon be finished with that game as well. And then it's Red Dead Redemption 1 time, which is another fantastic game in this series. Connor doing his best Darth Vader at the start of A New Hope there. Yeah, big inspiration there. And that's the voice at all, Rod. Often happy to give you a shout out, and yeah, you definitely have a good rest, and we will catch you very, very soon.
You must be him. I've been waiting too long. I know who the traitors are, and they're bringing lists of the Patriot leaders around here to the Redcoats right now. Find a way to swap this fake list with the real ones, and the rebellion can fight on.
These men have been found guilty of treason and conspiracy, crimes punishable by death. The sentence to be carried out forthwith before these witnesses.
They didn't do nothing. Please stop.
Move along, unless you want to join me. Ready? Hey!
Thank you. Thank you.
I love using recruits for those kind of like situations.
You the one they sent? Where you been? Anyway, I know who the traitors are. They've got lists of all the Patriot leaders in the area. If they hand them over to the Redcoats, the rebellion is finished in this part of the city. You need to find a way to switch these fake ones for the real thing.
Nice. Okay, that's those activities done. Let's go up here.
We need to distribute these blankets soon.
Good riddance to these beggars. The city's better off without them.
Did you rub them proper?
Yes, never fear. They're coated in the disease.
Good. Let's hurry. These corpses are ripening quick. How?
Wow, that's a lot of deaths to prevent, you know, a disease. It's fine. These animations. Just pure chaos. Okay, there's actually a viewpoint here as well. Let's get it.
on, come on. Take your blanket. If you want a blanket, get...
Okay, sorry guys, was muted for a few here. Talked with my sis about dinner plans and everything. But yeah, I can talk again. So we're actually next to a Boston Border mission. We haven't done any of those yet, I don't think. Or at least not many of them. So how about we do another? Or I gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelette, I guess. I mean, that's true. Yeah, that definitely justifies killing all of you soldiers, I guess. Yeah, you found out afterwards this quest line about the disease blankets was a real thing during the war, and not just some random AC side quest, as was the blood disease in Odyssey on Kefalonia. That's kinda cool. I love when they put these historical details in. It actually makes sense over time. I didn't know the Kefalonia disease was actually happening, to be honest. Kinda wish I talked about it in the Discovery Tour.
Another challenger!
Keep swinging!
You hit me!
I did. Alright, let's port over here because I want to get rid of this music loop, viewpoint music. And then we go over there. Yeah, it definitely is messed up. You know, to do that like intentionally, like that.
Another mess. Much good cheer.
Okay, let's get you to Doctor. Oh, Jesus Christ. You shouldn't just jumping in the way, making you fall with a patient. It's like, can you guys not see that I'm trying to escort somebody here?
It's a start. Keep going and then we'll talk real business.
I gotta say, now that we get closer to the ending of Colonial Saga, I'm really looking forward to Unity. It's gonna be such a massive, like, you know, jump in technical, but also like the graphical regard. And also having, like, you know, the deeper parkour system is something I'm really looking forward to again. Just something I don't get tired of very quickly. Considering, like, the whole, you know, city of Unity has been designed just, you know, to like parkour over time. It's gonna be great. Syndicate, of course, also has quite some good parkour, but Unity is really one of the peaks of the series, I think, in that regard. Together with the Ezio Saga. Alright, I want to get rid of this music loop again. But I think what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to go back to Davenport and do 1 or 2 more homestead missions, because I will have to call it quite soon. So yeah, I would like to do some proper, like, story missions before we end it. Unity's parkour and combat system was so beautifully done. It felt so weighted in Rio and then it became more floaty later on. Yeah, really a shame, you know, that in Syndicate they made it like so much more like fast-paced. And also just made, you know, characters weigh like almost nothing at times. But yeah, I loved, you know, how weighty it was in Unity. Some people said that made it unresponsive, but I don't know, I disagree. Just felt realistic. Silk Errant.
Day, Connor. I left some bolts of fine silk in my old home. They are very valuable, but I don't think it wise I return there. Someone might wind up dead. I was hoping you could retrieve them for me if you had time.
Yeah, I can. So we have to go to New York for that.
Connor, you have a minute, my friend?
Always Big Dave.
Is it coming, Big Dave? You make any progress on the knife? I would like to give it to Miriam soon.
The steel Norris smelted is something else. I've rarely seen such fine metal. The trouble is my old tools aren't hard enough to work at. The ones I need aren't hard to find. A shop or two in New York sell them at a good price. I'd do it myself, but with the regulars after my head, I'll stay here safe and sound if I can.
I have matters to attend to in New York. I will see to it the next time I journey there.
Sounds good.
Nice. I believe there was one more. Yeah, over here. Ah, is this Father Timothy? It might actually be. Finding his flock.
Excuse me. Might I impose upon the kindness in your heart to give bed and board to a weary traveler?
Oh, traveler from where?
Across an ocean. London.
English!
Rest assured, I'm not the king's man. A great kindness. Bless you.
We work hard for what we have here, old man. What is it you do exactly?
I wish to provide God for those who seek his salvation, not spoon-feed his word to those who already have their own. An outlook not shared by the monarchy.
Lord knows some of us have things to confess.
Ollie and I have been missing our Sunday Mass.
I'd like Maria to read the Bible. I'm sure if we all pitched in, we could build a church. If you'd be our pastor. Connor?
Welcome, Minister...
Father Timothy.
Hell yeah. So now I can build a church for £1,000. Definitely a bargain. And yeah, it's gonna be important for quite a few events. Like obviously the wedding between Norris and Miriam. But also later on the, funeral of Achilles. As well, of course.
Bless you.
The stars are coming out.
Yeah, there it is. Classic American church as far as it looks like. And we have another 2 homestead mission that spawned. That's what I love with these missions, it's like one leads to another most of the time. But they're always like short and sweet, so I don't really get tired of them very quickly.
Somebody, please help me! Connor! Take the Lord!
Get me a doctor.
Prudence, are you all right? What are you doing out here in the woods?
Thank goodness! The baby's coming!
We need to get you to Dr. White.
No! I can't move! Take my horse! Bring him here! Go!
Yep, let's hurry. This one's a bit tricky because you have to escort, the doctor and Warren. And they like to go their own way sometimes. Yeah, there you go, Aura. It's about to happen.
Dr. White, come with me now.
What's wrong?
Prudence is in labor in the forest.
In the forest? What in bloody hell is she doing out there?
Does not matter.
We need to get Warren.
Now?
Yes!
Warren, are you here?
Over here. What's the trouble? Where is she?
Come on.
Tell me how she seemed to you.
Warren, go on your freaking horse.
She could not move herself.
Was she pale? Was there blood?
Fucking yeah, Warren isn't going on his horse. Well, men just come. This.
We must hurry!
Oh man, this vision. Usually Warren would go on his horse, but apparently right now the mission is glitched and refused to do so. I mean, it's fine, we still get there in time.
Hello, Doctor. I think I can manage at the moment.
Is she all right, Doctor?
No, she's not all right. She's having a baby, and here, by the looks of it. Yes. Looks to be in fine health as well. Has a good set of lungs on him. No, I don't mean to rush you, but we need to get both you and... Does he have a name yet?
Hunter.
Hunter. Perfect name for a chart. Nice, that actually unlocks the doctor's tent here. Oh yeah. Very nice indeed. And I'm so happy for Prudence and Warren, you know, that they actually got the chart now. Yeah, we've been trying for such a long time, so it's great we've finally been, you know, blessed with one. Oh nice, that's one of the lumberjack's activities tracked. Very nice. Don't worry everyone, Connor's a professional. Yeah. We just Yeti get us a whole delivery and buff. Yeah. I mean, it's not like that, you know, it's usually a process that can take, you know, countless of hours. Alright, let's do one more homestead mission. And then we will call it for today. I haven't seen Seinfeld. I haven't, no. It's been recommended to me on Netflix recently quite often though. But yeah, I haven't seen it.
Got a moment, Connor?
Tools of a trade.
I don't mean to be a bother, but I wanted to ask you something. When my cart went up in flames, I lost most of my tools. I've got some spares back at my shop in Boston, but as you know, I'm not really welcome around there. I thought if it wasn't too much trouble, you could help me retrieve them?
What would you have me do?
Watch my back while I gather them. Meet me in Boston at my old shop.
Alright. Yeah, we should do that next time. But yeah, I think that's all we're gonna do for today. Let's have a look at the DNA tracker. We're currently at 66%, so only 1/3 of the game left. And yeah, the last 4 sequences as well. It's only 10 missions left, 10 main missions. So I got a couple side quests here. But the Nevo also is almost done, there's only 1 mission left here. And then mostly the homestead as well. Yeah, quite a bit left still here. But yeah, I think also another maybe 2 streams or so and we would probably be finishing AC3 rather soon. I'm gonna be doing streams on the weekend this time as well, so yeah, I think we can probably finish this by this week, probably. And then make a start on Unity by next week already. Oh yeah. But yeah, for now we're gonna go and exit here. And then we're gonna have a look who's online so we can rate, of course. So yeah, let's have a look, shall we? But yeah, first I want to thank you all so much for coming by and for joining today's stream. Thank you for all the support today as well. Let's actually see. Aoda, thank you again so much for raid earlier, and also for the biddies as well. Rod, thank you also again for raiding earlier with a party of 12. Skies, thank you for coming in with raids and also for following. And playing catch up, and Don, thank you both again so much for the resubs as well, with 20 and 25 months. And thank you all, so much for tuning in and joining the stream, or lurking and chatting. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, since you're a VIP viewer, you can post links in the chat, but for non-VIPs that is usually like deleted. Cheers, Aura. Thanks for tuning in. I will catch you next time. So yeah, the next stream is gonna be Witcher. We're gonna be trying to finish the Blood and Wine DLC, and yeah, see how far we can take it there. Not sure how long I can stream tomorrow, so not sure if we get to the extra ending, but yeah, we should be getting close at least, with having most of the main story left at this point. And yeah, cheers again for sharing that clip, viewer. I'm definitely gonna have a look. You as well, viewer. Thank you for being here and for tuning in. So I think we're gonna go say hi to Kes today. He's playing some GTA 5. I reckon he's gonna do online, because that's what he's usually playing in that game. If you guys wanna hop along with a raid and say hello to Kes, feel free to use his raid emotes as well. And yeah, I shall catch you all tomorrow for some more Witcher 3, the Blood and Wine DLC. Until then, hope you all have a great rest of the day, and yeah, take care everybody.